What's going on, guys? Welcome to MMA Labology, brought to you by Bets TV. As you can see, once again, Anthony the Bush Bushilio, is down and out in Beverly Hills, sick today. Didn't I tell you that he always has some kind of ailment?
You know what it is? It might be Bengals fever.
Might be Bengals fever.
You got that one.
I got that one. Well, we're going to get into
that. We're going to get into the other one, but you got that one.
So he's not here with us today. He's sick in his new residence. I don't even know what town it is. Remember White Men Can't Jump, Vista View? There ain't no Vista.
There ain't no
view, and there ain't no Vista of no view. So, yeah, he's down and out. So it's me and Qwan today. We're going to go over, obviously, championship weekend. We're going to go over UFC Fight Night, Hermanson Strickland. We got some news. I'm going to tell you a funny story about my fucking doctor's appointment today. Actually, I'll do that first before we jump into anything. So, bro, I get my new insurance here because obviously I'm from Jersey, so I switched everything over. I had to find a primary doctor. So I make my appointment like 2 weeks ago, and my appointment was for today. So, you know, they wanted me to fast so they could do blood work and this and that, so I do. I get there at like 9 o'clock. Nice building, bro. They got a pharmacy inside and everything. Inside the building. They got like a pharmacy inside the building. You know, so you pick up your scripts and everything. So I've been off my thyroid medication. I take thyroid for hypoactive thyroid for about 3 months and 4 months. And I feel it. I feel myself getting a little sluggish and stuff like that. So obviously I had to go do that. So I walk in, place is nice, nurses super nice, the techs in there, everyone's super nice. So, you know, they do the normal thing when they get a new patient. They take your height, they take your weight, they check your blood pressure, they do, you know, all that shit. And, you know, so before, you know, COVID, like, I'm always healthy. I'm always eating good. I'm always, you know, training and stuff like that. But I was going off a little bit. You know what I mean? I was eating pizza kind of if I wanted it, fucking whatever I wanted it. Like, I wasn't strict. Like, now I've been super, super strict for about 6 weeks. Like, on the money strict. And it's really because of the parasomnia that clicked me in gear. I was like, you know, there's certain things I can't eat. Meat. I can't eat meat. I can't eat chicken. Everything's got to be kind of bland. So instead of complaining about it, I told you guys, like, I adjusted my whole, like, lifestyle into my program of working out. I obviously got to eat a lot more than the normal person. So, but my resting heart rate was always high. You know, my blood pressure was always borderline. So I go in there today and I'm like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. You know, I had COVID. I'm fucking, you know, I got the parasomnia thing going on. I'm not eating, you know, meat. I'm not, God knows what the, so dude, my vitals were in the most optimal range they've ever been. 110/60 was my blood pressure. They were fucking shocked. They're like, dude, that's like optimal.
Oh, yeah.
And my heart rate, my resting heart rate at one time was like 90 beats a minute, dude, like just sitting there. And it's just for the mere fact that, you know, for numerous reasons. But they took it today. It was like 66 beats a minute, dude. Like my vitals were optimal. And I really attribute it to, I hate to say it, but parasomnia, dude. I really do, bro.
Yeah.
Like my diet is so meticulous right now and my workouts and everything. Like, you know, I feel great. But so anyway, I go into the office. They sit me in the office. Now I'm waiting for the doctor to come. Bro, this fucking guy, I said, this guy can't be my doctor. He comes walking in, bro. He's like 90 years old. and I'm not going to say his name because he was a nice guy, but like skipping into the office, walks in, he sits down on the other side of the room. Doesn't give me knuckles, doesn't shake my hand, nothing. Nothing, dude. Goes on the other side of the room, and he starts asking the nurse questions about me instead of asking me the questions, almost like I wasn't in the room. So then he started asking me questions. He started like asking me these weird, he's like, so you got pretty big arms there. He's like, and I see you got tattoos.
Just straight up profile.
Yeah, bro. So I go, yeah, I got tattoos. He's like, you know, back in the day, when did you get those? You know, are they fairly new? I was like, about 5. Some of them 5 years old. It depends. They vary. He's like, you know, they didn't use sterile environments back then. I go, what is this? Like this? Yeah. I go, what is this? The 60s? Right?
The granddad.
So I didn't say nothing. I let that go. I'm like, okay. So then, bro, there's 2 nurses in the room that are dictating everything. And he starts asking me questions like, are you sexually active? this and that, blah blah blah. So I'm answering his questions, and so he goes, how tall is he? She doesn't ask me. He asks the nurses. He's like, Michael, 6'2", and they're like, all right, 6'2", and he's like, how much does he weigh? They're like 256 pounds. So he starts writing this thing on paper. He doesn't pick his head up for like a minute. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to give you a program. I want you to lose 56 pounds.
Good Lord.
So, dude, literally, like, I couldn't even hold back. I just looked at him. I go, are you nuts? Right? And the nurse's face got like beet red. And he's like, what do you mean? And I go, I live a different lifestyle. Like, I work out every day. I like to be big. Like, no. I look like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia at that point. So he's like, okay. So he avoided that. Gave me my full blood work, but he's out. This guy's out the door anyway. So I go to the front desk afterwards, and they say to me, all right, your next appointment is March 4th. First, the only thing that he did do that I find odd, that it was awesome, was they have a pharmacy downstairs, and he gave me my thyroid medication. He refilled my thyroid prescription after 3 months, even though he didn't have my blood results back. He's like, I'm going to give you your medication to get you started. He's like, and then when your blood results come back, we'll adjust it as such, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I got my thyroid medication today. I started taking it today, so that'll be good. But so I go to the front counter, and she's like, all right, your next appointment is March 1st. And then they're going to hook me up. Because I got like, for my broken nose, sleep apnea and stuff like that. Oh yeah. So this is what he says about my sleep apnea. So he goes, what else? What are you here for? Blah, blah. So I told him about my thyroid. Then I said, I think I got sleep apnea. I want to get that checked out. So he goes, well, have you ever like broken your nose? I said, yeah. I said, I broke my nose, several times. I actually got it re-broken to fix my snore. He's like, well, how do you know you snore? So I go, well, honestly, he goes, yeah. I go, several of my ex-girlfriends have told me I snored. And he's like, well, that's the way you really tell, And I was like, well, that's why I'm telling you. Right? So he goes, do you choke in your sleep? I was like, I don't know. He's like, because it takes 3 chokes in your sleep to qualify for a CPAP. So he's like, we're just going to say you choke 3 times in your sleep. So I was like, okay, I choked 3 times in my sleep. So then he goes, this is the best. He goes, how do you know you snore? I go, I'll be honest with you. I said, lately, a couple times, depending on the position I'm in, I'll wake myself up from a snore.
Yeah.
So he goes, that means you're almost dying.
Thanks, Doc.
I'm like, what? So anyway, I was like, this fucking guy. So I leave I go to the counter. She goes to write me my script for my thyroid medication to bring down so I could pick it up. And she goes, March 1st. And I go, is he going to be here? And she's like, what do you mean is he going to be here? I was like, is he going to be alive by March 1st?
Oh, my God.
Guy? Dude, she wrote my script. The coffee dripped out of her nose that she was drinking. And she's like, you're going to get me fired. Get out of here. So, yeah, man, after I get my blood results back, what?
Where did he get his degree?
I don't know. All I know is because I got my new package. And bro, I got like the top of the top insurance. It's platinum.
Yeah.
And they gave him to me.
Platinum insurance.
Yeah, they gave him to me as the my primary, but I can change him at any time. But you got to go to your first appointment to see if you like him. I mean, he's a nice guy, but he's too outdated. This guy, so I can't talk to him about certain things. Like, fucking, send me to the service or something. So anyway, yeah. So March 1st, I got to go back, but everything was optimal, dude. I was super stoked about that. What else? That's it. So anyway. Let's get into the weekend. I'm 1-1 on my bets for with these two guys. I beat Bush. I took Cincinnati. Cincinnati won. I lost my major bet to this guy right here, which we were supposed to do today, but I'm sure Bush wants to see it, so we're not going to do it, which is he was supposed to shave his head. Well, I was supposed to shave his head if he lost the bet. I got to go full Pikachu and go into Irvine Spectrum.
Yes.
And what do I got to do? Dance?
Just got to walk around.
I got to walk around.
Yeah.
I was thinking about bringing a little bucket of candy and giving it to kids.
I like that.
Yeah,
it sounds creepy out of context. Like,
yeah,
just walk around. If somebody just tuned in at that moment.
Yeah, right. There you go. You get a candy, right? So I got to do that, and he's gonna follow me around and film it, and so it'll be obviously streaming on here or recorded or however.
It'll be a video we throw together.
Yeah, it'll be a video we throw together. So that's that. And I got to be honest with you, bro.
What happened?
Well, what happened was what we knew would eventually happen. He was going to throw a pick at some point in the game.
That game wasn't on Jimmy G. I see everybody blaming him.
But here's the thing. This is how I justify it. I think the entire game was on Tart on their end, but they could have got blown out for two reasons. You had Skoranek drop that touchdown.
I've never seen Ben Skoranek make a play.
And Cup dropped that pass that probably could have possibly went to the house.
Which one?
He
never that one in the third quarter, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, he had a seam.
Yeah.
That, Tart's interception, that was huge, dude.
That was big.
And the pass interference, the unsportsmanlike conduct call, 15-yard penalty on OBJ. That was fucking huge. Dude.
Yeah. The issue was Kyle Shanahan went away from Debo. That screen pass, that was there all day. They scored on that in the second game, in the second game they scored on that screen pass. He scored on it in the first quarter. All they had to do was feed Debo the ball, and the Rams couldn't stop him. I think that was a big issue, was that he went away from there and he tried to, I don't know, make Jimmy G the hero or whatever it was, but you saw the Rams defense kind of locking in on that run, and he had nothing else for it, which I think was probably the major issue.
The play calling was terrible.
Play calling, yeah.
All weekend.
Yeah. A lot of people were complaining about the Bengals.
Here's
Zach
a question.
Taylor and the Bengals.
The Bengals and the Niners, 80% of the time, on first down, they ran the ball. Why?
Yeah.
That made zero sense to me. Especially in the Bengals game.
They stuck with it, though, and you gotta give them credit for sticking with it. Because
but it wasn't working.
In overtime, it worked. Like overtime,
2nd and 9, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8.
It was horrible in the first half because it wasn't working. They came out, made adjustments. I think they started throwing some hitches, and they started running Higgins across the field. But yeah, a lot of people were complaining about the Mixon running on first down.
I didn't get it.
I think it's hard, man, because you want to stick with the run so bad. I think the Rams suffer from it too. Like, they kept trying to feed it on first down to Akers and Michelle, and it wasn't working. He finally put it in Stafford's hand. I think he had over 40 attempts, and man, I want to throw this out there real quick. You know how I said blocking tight ends and blocking
we were
receivers
shitting on you all day, dude.
Offensive lines don't matter.
Oh, God, stop.
Offensive lines don't
I actually thought you were coming to did you see the block that Cup threw in that game? You didn't see some of those blocks that the receivers and the running backs were doing. Like, I was like, how is he? I was like, this game, if any game's going to turn him, it's going to be this game. If he's really watching this game, he's going to turn him. The blocking with Cup. I mean, there were some sick blocks in that game from receivers.
Listen, if there's anything that further proved my point, is that you don't need an offensive line.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean? Doesn't even make
Bengals,
sense.
listen, Joe Burrow was running for his life back there.
Well, he's going to.
And he survived. That boy, listen, man.
Listen, that boy's
that
boy's in trouble.
Oh yeah. I think they're gonna find a way to get the ball out quick, because the Rams play soft a lot.
Well, what player? I said this to Bush, and what one player do they wish they had right now that they got rid of? Perfect.
Who? Cincy?
Yeah. For a situation like this where you have
I don't know,
a fast defense that's coming at you with no offense, Gio Bernard.
Yeah, out the backfield. Yeah. I don't think Mixon's. I think Perine. Was it Perine?
Perine, yeah.
Yeah.
But he ain't no Bernard.
He's not Bernard. Yeah, but getting the ball out quick and running some
just to the flats real quick.
That would work wonders against the Rams, because as you can see, they kind of struggle with the underneath. They struggle tackling. I think they're going to run a lot of screens to Chase, because you saw. It's tough, man, because I don't really know what to say, because I think Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Leonard Floyd are going to eat that off. That offensive line is terrible. Like, I was watching I think I watched a replay last night on NFL Network, and I'm talking like some of the easiest swim moves to get to the quarterback I've ever seen him. Like, boom, and they're in the backfield.
You think it's gonna be a blowout?
I,
You think it's gonna be like not a blowout, but a wash?
my first impression is,
yeah, right.
I think they're gonna dominate them up front, and the Rams have trouble finishing.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's gonna look. They're gonna. I have a feeling you might be looking at like a 17-3, 21-3 going to that, and then I could see just Joe Burrow making it a game.
Because the Rams have trouble. They have big like this.
He's so cool on the like under pressure, and bro, he's
when they were like cutting back to him on the broadcast when they were down, he was like, whatever, let's get it rocking.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Rams though. You gotta.
I think that.
I think it's his time. It's destiny. This guy's got to get a ring. Stafford deserves a ring. Listen, I like Burrow, but he's young. What about AJ Green? Imagine how he feels.
I saw a lot of tweets about just and I don't think the Cardinals are ever going to get there. So that sucks big.
Imagine how he feels. He reactivated his social media to congratulate them. Yeah. What a shame, dude. But listen, they have if AJ Green was there, I'd say okay, but they're young, they got time. You got Stafford went through it, bro. He was on a shitty team, a shitty system, a good quarterback, stuck in the mud. He got his shot. He doesn't have that many years left. How many more years does he have left?
I think he
about 3 years.
I think he could play till at least 38.
How old is he?
34.
Yeah, 3-4 years. What I'm saying, he doesn't have a ton of time left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
this is the opportunity.
This is it.
There.
Not it, but I'm saying this is his.
I would say
he's there.
If Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC, I think he'll have maybe 1 or 2 more chances.
Yeah. So this is he deserves it. I mean, the guy's been a solid quarterback, even on shitty teams. He's made his mistakes, but you can't put it all on him. So I like to see him get one. He seems like a good dude. He's always out of trouble. He's never in the headlines.
Hey, listen, man,
I just can't believe OBJ is going to get one.
There are a lot of people in Cleveland that really talk bad about him. I saw somebody compare it to Randy Moss's time in Oakland.
Yeah.
That's basically what that little brief stint.
But you know what? He's if it wasn't for him, I don't think they'd be there.
No, not after the Woods injury. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be there. I think he's a big contributing factor.
He was in the playoffs and wild card weekend. He's been the guy that's been winning the one-on-ones outside of Cooper Kupp. Van Jefferson has been I don't want to say he's been blanked, but he's somebody that Stafford's been relying on pretty heavily. Him and Higbee, outside of Cooper Kupp. I think Buccaneers game more so than this last game, even though he had over 100 yards. And like I said, Ben Skoranek, I've never seen him make a play in my life.
No, I've seen him make a couple plays.
I've never seen him make a play.
What about, what's his name, the backup tight end?
Blanton.
Wow, what a game.
He came alive. I wasn't expecting
that was a career game.
Yeah.
That was a career game. What's Higbee's status?
I think I saw MCL.
Yeah, but he's got 2 weeks.
Man, MCLs are. It depends on the.
It depends.
Grade,
It's the grade. Yeah, we'll see.
I think I partially. I don't think it was a tear. It was a sprain or something. But I had to get a scope. I was out for 5-6 weeks.
Speaking of the Bucks, Dave Portnoy came out against Brady, and this dude is a Brady lover. Shitting on Brady, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't read the whole dialogue because it was 5 swipes. If you go on Tom Brady's Instagram page, there's 5 things to swipe through that you could read, and he talks about his retirement. And apparently he didn't mention New England or Belichick in one sentence. It was all about the Bucks, all about Bruce Arians, all about the Tampa Bay franchise. And Portnoy had one of his things that he calls the emergency press conference, where he completely shit on him and said, I'm going to make believe that never happened. I'm going to make believe there's a part 2, and tagged Brady in it. So I'm curious to see how he responds to that. You know what I mean? How can you not? If that's your retirement
already, though, when he left New England.
Nah, this is different, bro. This is different. This is your retirement speech. This is you. This is your retirement. You're never playing football again. you don't not. I mean, I got to be honest. Portnoy's right. He's like, you were in fucking Tampa Bay. Who gives a shit about Tampa Bay? You were there for 3 seconds. You got 6 Super Bowl rings in New England. You don't mention Belichick. You don't mention New England. You don't mention them drafting you and the time you had. Like, you just mentioned Tampa Bay in your retirement speech. If that was his actual retirement speech, I don't even agree with that. I mean, if anything, someone like Tom Brady deserves to come. He should come out vocally, say something. But if that's really it, dude, like, you don't say nothing about New England and Belichick. I agree with Portnoy. You don't?
No, man.
Come on.
He did that already. Like, him leaving New England was him leaving New England. I think this is him just leaving the game behind. And it's all in summation.
Nah, I don't know. I disagree, dude. I think if this is your retirement, it's different than a trade. It's different than a trade. This is your retirement. The encompassment of your career.
Here, I'll read it.
All right, go ahead.
Let's go. We got on Tom Brady's Instagram. I've always believed the sport of football is an all-in proposition. If a 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. And success is what I love so much about our game. There's a physical, mental, and emotional challenge every single day that has allowed me to maximize my highest potential, and I've tried my very best these past 22 years.
Right there. He just said 22 years, so he's talking about his entire career. Go ahead.
Okay, there are no shortcuts to success on the field or in life. This is difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I'm not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I've loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention. I've done a lot of reflecting the past week and have asked myself difficult questions. I am so proud of what we have achieved. My teammates, coaches, fellow competitors, and fans deserve 100% of me, but right now it's best I leave the field of play to the next generation of dedicated and committed athletes. To my Bucs teammates the past 2 years, I love you guys, and I have loved going to battle with you. You dug so deep to challenge yourself, and it inspired me to wake up every day and give you my best. I'm always here for you guys, and I want to see you continue to push yourselves to be your best. I couldn't be happier with what we accomplished together. Oh, wow. Okay.
Come on, dude.
All right. To all the Bucs fans, thank you. I didn't know what to expect when I arrived here, but your support and embrace have enriched my life and that of my family. I've been honored to play for such a passionate and fun fan base.
What? Bro, I got the chills for the New England fans right now. Like, how do you say that?
To the city of Tampa, entire Tampa, St. Petersburg region, thank you. It's been wonderful to be a resident of such a fun place to live. I want to be invited to our next boat parade. To the Glazer family, thank you for taking a chance on me and supporting me.
The what?
I know I was demanding at times, but you provided everything we needed to win, and your ownership was everything a player could ask for. To Jason Lick, thank you for daily support and friendship. I will never forget.
Bro, how do you agree with this? Portnoy, I'm with you. And I'm not even a New England fan.
And I had some trepidation about how we could achieve success. Your leadership gave me confidence, and I will always be grateful to my head coach, Bruce Arians.
What, bro?
Thanks for putting up with me. Your firm leadership and guidance were ideal. There's no way we could have had success without your experience, intuition, and wisdom. I am very grateful. To all my Bucs coaches.
Bro, Qwan, come on, dude. How do you justify this?
My sincere thanks for all the hard work, dedication, and discipline that goes into creating a winning team. I have learned so much from all of you and will value the relationships we have. Oh, wow. Listen. To every single Bucs staffer and employee.
Oh, my God, dude. This is like a fucking stab in their eyeballs.
I'm starting to understand where the animosity could come from. Thank you. Each of you is critically important, and I was greeted with a smile every day. To the janitor. No, I'm just.
Bro, come on, dude.
I can see,
Come on. You don't mention fucking Robert Kraft, the New England, at all, the fan base of New England, that when you fucking left and came back into their stadium, what are you, not high? Was he high?
Yeah, he didn't say anything about, wow.
That's your retirement speech, dude. Listen, when I saw Portnoy's thing at first, I was like, you know, he's pushing the buttons. But then I was like, wait a minute, he's such a diehard Brady fan, diehard New England fan, like something that, and I was like, dude, if this is really, really true, like if you, bro, that's
that's kind of,
there might be some kind of maybe animosity there.
I think probably the way that him and Belichick carried on the last few years or so, but. Yeah.
But that doesn't, yeah, but your relationship with Robert Kraft is completely different, dude. Like that guy loves you like a son. Really, bro. Like he did. He loves Brady. Like this guy's that was the one mistake you made in your career. That's it. That's the one mistake that you made in your career. You did everything perfect. You were perfect for the kids, perfect role model. That was the last move you made in football was the wrong move.
Listen, you get to page 6 and it says to every single Buck staffer and
oh my God.
He starts thanking the janitor. The lady that
did he thank the janitor
in the cafeteria? No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, bro. You won 6 rings in Tampa. I mean, in New England. Forget about the staff. You don't have to mention. Even if you don't want to mention Belichick, you don't want to mention Robert Kraft. You don't want to mention the organization. You gotta mention the fucking fans, dude. You gotta mention the New England fans. You have to.
Maybe he was over it, man.
Nah, fuck him.
I didn't know you were such a diehard New England fan.
I'm not at all. But I'm a big Brady guy because I think he's good for the sport. I don't think he was a schmuck. I think he's well spoken. You know, I think he was a seamless football player. You know, defied a lot of odds. You know, at 44 years old, I was even saying to a couple people the other day, like at his age, like think about at our age now, like eluding these 25, 26-year-old rockets on the field, bro. You know, being able to come in and play weekend. Like there's something to be said about longevity of a great athlete and being, you know, who he is and you know, just everything he stands for. And then you end your career and you don't thank the fans of New England, bro. I'm not even talking about Robert Kraft and Belichick. I'm talking about your loyal fans, bro.
Yeah, it's Boston media is going crazy.
Damn, dude. He's going to come out and say something else, I'm sure. Oh, well, you know.
He thanked the Patriots Nation a few hours after.
Oh, a few hours after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means shit. Sorry, pal. I defended you enough and supported you enough, and I'm not even a New England fan, but that was fucking vile and rancid what you did. Oh, all right. So you got something you want to talk about too, right? You brought it up. I actually didn't know about it until I came in here. Robert Flores, right? Ryan Flores.
So they came out he's suing the NFL and the Giants for racist practices among hiring coaches, and it's involving the Rooney Rule. So for those who don't know, the Rooney Rule is basically you gotta at least have an interview with a black coach. So there was a suit. There's a text thread between him and Bill Belichick, which a lot of people are rumbling that it's old Kill Bill being the devil himself. Belichick congratulated him on getting the Giants job.
Like,
hey, you landed the Giants job. Congratulations.
Yeah, but he didn't say you landed it. He said, it sounds like they're going your way.
Exactly. So he insinuated that Brian was going, the Giants really liked him.
Right.
And Flores responded.
Does he have that kind of relationship with Flores?
I don't know.
All right, so go ahead. I mean, he must.
Flores responded, "Thanks, coach. It's something that I do want." He said, Belichick said, if that's how you want it to go. He said, "Thanks, coach. It's something I do want." And then he said, "I interview Thursday." And Belichick responded Flores said, "Are you talking to me, Brian Flores, or Brian Dable?" And Belichick responded, "Oh, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I misread the text convo. It looks like they're going with Dable. Good luck," or something along those lines.
Yeah, but what would his motive be behind that?
To get the Giants to get them in trouble, and the Bills, or I don't know if the Bills could get.
You think he's got that in him?
Bill Belichick?
Yeah. Come on. You think he's...
Absolutely.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. 100% he's got that in him.
Yeah, but why...
Listen, he he signed the text thread BB just to. It's like his calling card.
I know. We saw that.
I was here.
BB. I'm like BB. But here's the thing, though. But how can they get in trouble if they're mandated to interview an African American coach? Why? If they're mandated to do it and they know, like, all right, we're not going to go with Brian Flores, but we're mandated to interview someone and he's available, so we got to do it anyway. How can they get in trouble? But if they're mandated,
they can prove that. I guess it's the formality. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I get what you're saying, but I think that's the issue.
Because that's what they can fall back on. They can say, listen, we're mandated to interview an African American coach, but we weren't going to hire him, but because we're mandated to do it, he was available. We did it.
So I think that's why it's a easy layup for the
But then they shouldn't have a mandated rule like that.
I think that's a lot of the conversation and what the Rooney. Everybody thinks the Rooney Rule is bullshit.
It doesn't make sense.
It's stupid because the NFL, like
what if there's none? What if there's none available?
Huh?
What if there's none available?
There's always black coaches. That's the issue. Like,
but then what do you got to do? You got to go find a defensive coordinator for a head coach.
That's the issue. It's not. Listen, I've thought about this a lot. Jeff Fisher, a career 8-8 coach, 7-9, multiple opportunities.
Yeah,
he could get. I think if he came back, there's some idiot that would give him a job. You got guys like, I think Dan Campbell is a horrible hire. He's a first-time coach in Detroit. That team isn't going to go anywhere with him. Other coaches in the NFL, I'm talking like Cliff Kingsbury, didn't have a winning record at Texas Tech. Is he good enough to coach in the NFL? I don't think so. Like, I think that the results have proved, like, he wins, but he's not going to win anything. I think he's going to be out of here pretty soon. And then you got guys like Zach Taylor was a guy that everybody said he came from the McVay coaching tree. He's proven his worth now, but, I mean, we're looking at, like, who? In New York, Joe Judge, horrible coach.
Mm-hmm.
Gettleman, the G. Like, there's just so many people in positions of power that really control the narrative and control the situations. They said that in his interview with Denver, that John Lynch and the entire staff came in disheveled, like they were hungover, and it's something where they're not taking the candidates serious when I would say more than 90% of the NFL is black.
Yeah.
I think that Brian Flores getting fired in Miami, horrible decision. They said that Tom Brady was going to come to Miami, but Flores didn't want to recruit him because he has a lot of respect for Brady, and they were going through a long-term rebuild, and they feel like it'd be a waste to bring in. The Dolphins wanted him to bring in a high-profile quarterback. Also, Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, wanted him to tank, and every game he lost, they would give him $100K. So that's something right there that they already can hook him on. Yeah. So I think the Rooney Rule is absolutely bullshit, but not in the way that it's affirmative action, but the NFL's hiring process, like, it's a boys club, man. It's the same guys recycling the same
Yeah.
And it's bullshit because a lot of these guys, a lot of the coaches in the NFL, listen, I can say this with 100% confidence. I could outcoach some of the coaches in the NFL.
Oh, 100%.
These guys are fucking idiots, and they keep it's just the same cycle of the same people doing the same thing in different places. Like Jason Garrett getting a job immediately after doing nothing with the Cowboys for years. Marty Morningweg, he was still in the NFL.
Oh my God, Marty Morningweg.
Marty Morningweg, former coach of the Lions, he was like 0.316.
Marty Morningweg.
Who else can I think of? But it's just all these guys just keep doing the same thing.
But there were also terrible coaches that like someone like Singletary.
Yeah.
Who was in and out.
And that's the thing, like,
Can't win with him. Can't coach with him. Can't do it.
What was the thing where he says he's gonna pull his dick out? Wasn't that was Singletary, wasn't it?
Pull his dick out?
Yeah, or he called it was something.
Nah, he doesn't talk like that.
I think it was. I gotta find the.
When he hated Vernon Davis, bro. He hated Vernon Davis, dude.
But it's like Mike Singletary isn't the standard for, like, you get that one opportunity as a black coach in the NFL, and that's like the entire thing. Like, everybody's going to point to, hey, Mike Singletary had a bad run.
Yeah.
So we can't give you a job. We can't give you an opportunity. Like Mike Tomlin. The Steelers fans want to fire Mike Tomlin. He hasn't had a losing season in ever. So it's like everybody's not going to be Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, but I don't like Mike Tomlin.
No, but there are too many people. I love Mike Tomlin, man.
I don't. I think you know, he reminds me of like somebody that's sitting in a room with you that you just can't trust. I don't know why. I get that vibe from him, like he's just untrustworthy.
I love Mike Tomlin, man. I think he's got a great energy, great attitude, but that's the issue. It's like you keep seeing the same names recycled over and over again. And I think I've always said that the NFL, there are two reasons that the NFL has a mediocre product, and it's because they keep hiring the same people and because they don't have a developmental system.
Well, their product went through the fucking roof for these playoffs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but that's the news.
Flores is going to win that easily, but he'll probably never coach again.
Yeah, they're going to blackball him.
Yeah.
So that's all the news there. We have some more. So this weekend we had Bellator and Eagle FC. Rashad Evans actually won after all that chinny talk. Yeah,
man,
he won a decision. We
didn't have.
He looked okay. I mean, he looked all right. He's always in shape.
Yeah,
like Rashad Evans is always in shape.
That's
you know,
the battle.
But that chin of his, like I said, I don't know how long he's going to last. He won a decision. He kind of fought safe. You know, they had Chael Sonnen on the desk. Like, it was okay. Bellator happened this weekend. That was what we kind of played. There was really nothing on Eagle FC that was really bettable. And when I mean bettable, there was a lot of books that just had nothing for Eagle FC, including my own. And the way I run things, the way me and Bush run things over at Madlab.com is if I'm not playing it, I kind of don't put it in unless it's something that I love and I just don't have it on my book. But there was nothing. Like, my book had nothing for Eagle FC, so I stayed away from it totally. I didn't agree with some of the matchups either. I wanted to see how it looked. We did play some Bellator. We went up plus 1.15 units. We hit Gonzalez. We hit Corrales at plus 115, which he should have never been an underdog in that fight. So we hit that dog. And then we lost a parlay with, we had Gonzalez tied in with Mamedov. I don't know how Mamedov lost that fight. I had him winning 29-28 against Ben Henderson. But he sold it. Henderson was home in Arizona, raising his hands. He had his kids coming to the cage before the decision. I think the judges kind of just leaned his way a little bit, hometown cooking, but it was a decent fight. I had him clear cut losing the fight, but no harm done. We still went up plus units for that. We return now to the UFC this week, and we go on a long stint, and it starts off with a really good card. I mean, this is not a card that holds serious casual name value to it. But for people who are more the avid MMA combat sports, fans, a lot of these fighters and these matchups are good. Strickland and Hermanson, very good fight. Soriano, Maximov, very interesting fight. Carlson Harris, you got Sam Alvey, you got Julian Rosa. Even the prelims have some really, really good matchups. You got Miles Johns, you got Dawadu versus Trezano. Alexis Davis, Almeida versus Delano Marquez, Rowe versus Witt, Gordon versus Bonder. Like, the whole card is very interesting. And if it all holds together, I'm predicting this to be a really, really, really fun card. So this is a really good way to start it off. We do have a couple announcements that we're going to make that we're doing with the site. We're probably going to wait until Thursday. Hopefully Bush is back by then. I want him here for that, so we could talk about it together. But we do have a couple announcements. We're going to make 2 launches that we're going to be doing on the site that we're super excited about. But as far as these fights, these are just really good matchups. You know, then the weekend after that, you got Adesanya Whitaker, Derek Lewis, Tiavas on that card, Jared Cannonier, Brunson, Kyler Phillips, Rojo, Hapcrass, Bobby Green. Like, they got some good fights on. They got some good fights coming up. I think we're like on a 3.5 month stint, dude, of nonstop UFC. So get over to the madlabmma.com, join up there. Football is ending. You have use promo code BETSTV for a discount. You have football ending. You have UFC going on a straight stint. Now's the time to jump in, join the fun. You know, you got NBA playoffs coming up, which is going to be, you know, fun. So, but now the UFC goes on a really, really hot run. So definitely come over to the site, join us. We have a good time. We do full breakdowns, full video breakdowns, you know, daily fantasy wagers. We got a private Discord, live stream, just an awesome, awesome community we got over there. A lot of good minds, not only in MMA, but in all sports. I mean, these guys are in there. These guys and girls are in there all day, all night, just talking. Everybody gets along. There's no, you know, egos, no bad environment. I think in the entire year that we've been open so far, I think we've had maybe like one rotten egg in there that we had to toss, and that was like in the very, very beginning. Other than that, everybody is just, it's like a little family in there. You know, you have, you know, Anthony Walker, you got Showdown, you got Mikey Marangelli, you got Romans. We got so many just people in there, you know, great people, and they're always willing to help. You know, Air Force One is always in there dictating things. Me and Bush are in there. I'm in there usually towards the end of the week and the beginning of the week. I'm not in there as much because I'm doing all the content. I pop in here and there. But during the weekend, that's when I kind of go in and storm the gates a little bit. So definitely come check us out. What else we got? Oh, we had some. You hear about Jake Paul? He apparently bought into the UFC a little bit.
You're checking out Jake Paul news?
Well, they had a couple interviews. I'm gonna be honest with you though. The kid is starting to make sense to me.
Uh-oh.
He's starting to make sense to me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's starting to make sense to me because he's got Randy Couture on board with him. He's got people talking about him. Yeah. Like all these guys that have tried to do things for fighter pay. Put it this way, Francis Ngannou got $600,000 for that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at $600,000 like, okay, well, you know, this is what you guys got to understand. Forget about the time he's in there. A lot of people I see on Twitter going, well, $600,000. He got paid $600,000 to do.
Hell no.
But it's not. Forget about the time that he's in the cage. You don't go by that. That's fun. The fight is fun. That's what a lot of you guys don't understand. When you step into the cage and they close that door, yeah, you got to fight. You know, you don't want to get, you know. But at the end of the day, that's the fun part. The hard part is the 12 to 14 weeks that you're training. You got, you know, your nutrition. You got to make weight. That's the battle, making weight. You got to, you know, you're banged up. You're bruised up. You know, you're leaving your family sometimes. You're leaving your children, your wife, your kids. You're dealing with all these different protocols. You got USADA coming to your door, you know, in the middle of the night or whenever. You got like a million things, media obligations. You got to pay your camp out. You got to pay for food. You got to pay for lodging if you decide to go to like Big Bear or somewhere, you know, out of the state or out of the country. Like there's a lot of finances involved when it comes to having and building the right camp. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just think these guys go to their gym, they train, they come home, they live a normal life, and then in 12 weeks they jump into a fucking cage. They did a little bit of a dieting, and they fight. You guys have no idea what these guys go through. So $600,000 after taxes, after paying out your camps, your coaches, you know, your food, your lodging, whatever, you know, whatever thing you do, that all costs money. Then by the time, you know, what you're left with, does that really equate? And you got to remember, this is the heavyweight champ of the world.
Yeah.
The heavyweight champ of the world. This ain't no. So Sean Strickland, if you guys haven't seen this video, it'll really put things in perspective. Sean Strickland is headlining this week's card. He does his own version of Cribs. You got to see his apartment, bro.
I saw a video of Sean Strickland.
You got to see his apartment, and I'm not shitting on him. I'm like defending him because I actually feel for these guys. You know, he's in his apartment, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad apartment. It's a nice apartment, but you look at these guys like they're professional fighters, that they live in all these glamorous houses, and some of them do. Some of them nice houses, but some of them live, you know, rough, man. Like he's got a bed without a bed frame. It's on the ground. You know, he's got drawers that don't work, blinds that are broken, and this is a guy who's headlining a card this week coming up. You know, so these guys that, unless you're like the heavyweight champ or the Max Holloways or stuff like that, you're not making that kind of money. You're not making that kind of money. You know, you're making, you know, you're getting by. You're getting a lump paycheck, you know, because you get paid after you fight. You get a lump paycheck. You got to pay people. But then after that money's got to last you. It's like getting one.
Look at this cow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, even the couch, bro. Yeah. Like, you guys got to watch. Go to Sean Strickland Cribs on YouTube, and you'll see what I mean. You know, and it makes you feel it puts things in perspective, like how these guys and these girls go through this punishment for 12, 14 weeks, and they get, you know, what they get. Some of these girls get 10 to 20,000, you know, to show. Some of them get more, some of them get less, some of them get, but 600,000 to the heavyweight champion of the world when you got boxers making 30 million and 40 million. That's a stark difference in a sport that is slowly, and no matter what anyone says, MMA is not bigger than boxing. You may think it is, but it's not. It's not bigger than boxing. If it was bigger than boxing, boxing wouldn't be able to afford to pay these guys 30, 40 million. So it's not bigger than boxing, but it's gaining a lot more popularity. It's very big. It's international. The UFC is doing the right thing as far as extending their brand to the Asian market and the UK market, and they're trying to diversify their champions and stuff like that, because if you have all American champions, it doesn't really appeal to the Asian market. It doesn't appeal to the African market. It doesn't. So now you have a diverse set of champions. You got African American champions. You got guys from Brazil. You got guys from the UK. You got Marvin Vettori from Italy, who's a contender now. You got people from different areas now who are contenders that are putting the countries and the continent's eyes on this sport, which is what they're doing. The problem that they have is that the pay scale does need to change. And that's why I'm starting to buy into Jake Paul's math and philosophy a little bit. Because guys like Randy Couture and guys like these guys, like Mark Hunt's going through a lawsuit right now. And he's going through a lawsuit with the UFC and with Dana White. And listen, like any big conglomerate, what does a big conglomerate do? A big conglomerate is going to bleed you in court because they have the endless finance. It's almost like if you were to sue Yahoo or Google. Yeah. We couldn't keep up with them. No. They would bleed us in court financially. So a guy like Mark Hunt is going to get bled in court. He will get completely bled in court until he has no more funds. And they asked him to pay $460,000 court fees for the lawsuit, and they granted it to the UFC that he's got to pay $460,000. So now they're going through an appeal and stuff like that. So when you got a guy like Randy Couture who's got money, he ain't got Jake Paul money. Yeah. And I'm not saying Jake Paul is like this multi-billionaire, but Jake Paul has money. Like he has money, and I'm not saying he's going to court or anything. But he's slowly buying into the UFC so he can get an inside look on what's going on. Smart.
He's smart, man.
He's smart.
They know how to make money, man, and they know how to be relevant.
You know, he's smart. He's a smart kid. You know, he's not a dumb kid. And I really do believe that, and you know, he did say something on the Ariel Helwani show that made sense. Like, I didn't even think about this. He's like, guys, if you don't think that I can retire today, you're wrong. He's like, I got Lamborghinis, I got Ferraris, I got houses. He's like, I got a smoking hot girlfriend. He's like, I don't need to do this. Yeah. I'm doing this because I think this is the right thing to do. He's throwing the biggest female boxing event that's going to be not in Hulu Theater in the Garden, in the Garden. In the Garden, on the same night as Shakur's fight. You know, and he's like, and I'm not competing with Shakur. He's like, I am going to watch that fight on my phone. It just so happened that fight is falling on that night. And it's going to be, these girls are going to make 7 figures. 7 figures from him.
How many fighters can he lure away from Dana, you think?
Well, no, I don't think he's going that route because he loves, I think he likes the UFC. I think he likes the UFC. I think he likes the brand I think it's something to do with he's trying to probably play hero in the wrong, but the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the right idea, but he's doing it the wrong. It's not a battle he's going to win.
Yeah.
It's not a battle he's going to win. But I like the idea that he's bringing the attention.
You think it's just to, it's I'm trying to get a metaphor for, but
you think it's to instigate?
No, I think he's being the
heel,
the spark that changes. Like,
well, that's what he's trying to do.
Trying to make Dana come around.
It's not going to happen.
No, never.
It's not going to happen.
But if he gets enough press, like I think he could, if he can put together, like you can see that he has the mind for promoting and marketing. I think with the right buy-in from the right fighter, if he does what, I don't know how I can say it, but I think if he gets one big time fighter to step away from UFC, I think it'll probably snowball.
Well, think about this. Think about how, and all respect to Habib. I love Habib. But think about the way he came out and was promoting Eagle FC. Mm. Instead of just promoting his brand and staying in his lane, he had to throw Bellator and UFC into it.
Yeah.
He had to say, well, you know, if they're not going to take care of their fighters, you know, they better watch out or this or that. Like, to me, that's very Bob Arum-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like that. Like, it's almost like sheep herding. Where he's not doing that. He's doing more of, I'm going to show you
the right way to do
that there's money out there to be made. I'm going to take two females that are the best females in the world in boxing. They've never had a payday like this, and I'm going to pay them 7 figures. And I'm going to show you that everyone's going to make money. You know, so, you know, that's one thing. Also, he made a perfect point about Masvidal. I mean, this is a guy who I was literally 5th row watching in a packed Madison Square Garden, the BMF fight with Nate Diaz and him. He's fought numerous people. He at one time, Masvidal was like a star for like 6 months, remember? Mm-hmm. When he had the knee knockout and all that stuff. He made $5 million in how many fights? 50 fights or something? His total, like, or whatever his career is, $5 million, I think it was. Where's that money? Like, that's not a lot of money, dude. Like, I know in accumulation you think it is, but
not for 50 fights, hell no.
That's not a lot of money, bro.
No.
I mean, you got boxers that make that in a fight and a half.
I'm from the I grew up in the 30 million for one fight from Tyson era.
And after taxes, you got 3 million, then your camps, then your housing, then your lifestyle, then like what are you left with? Like really, what are you left with? $5 million? Like, come on. So like he's doing his digging, he's doing his due diligence, and he's calling people out and he's making them look stupid.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of agree with him, dude. I kind of agree where he's going. He's an intelligent kid. I don't think he should fight. I think if he concentrated more on being an advocate for this, I think he would get a lot more people on board with him. A lot of fighters would respect him more instead of saying, look, I'm going to back off. I don't want to fight. But I'm gonna be the main. I've already fought, so you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you think okay? I get what I was gonna say. I think you would kind of respect him more if he continues to fight.
Yeah, but here's what happens: he goes in there and loses. He loses all his leverage. He loses everything. He loses all his leverage. Yeah. He goes in there and fights a Tommy Fury or someone from the UFC that gives Dana White all the leg in the world. So you say, I told you this fucking kid was a joke. Stick to fucking YouTube. But right now, he's got all the leverage because he hasn't lost. So if he loses, especially if he in a fluke loss or something like that, or somebody comes along, or like he was talking about fighting Anderson Silva, he's very interested in that fight. To me, Anderson Silva picks him apart. Mm-hmm. He loses that fight. He loses all leverage. Right now, he's got all the leverage. So what do? Do you walk away and really, if you really want to become an advocate, become that advocate and try to start a movement for the fighters and earn their respect because now you stepped away and they have to respect you because you stepped into the arena? Or do you continue to fight and possibly lose your leverage and annoy more people now? Because now you just beat Anderson Silva? Okay, now fuck this guy. I want to fight him. I want to fight him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know which way he should play it, but as of right now, he's exposing a lot of shit, and he's a smart kid. You know, I got to give him credit. He's a smart kid. So what else you got? You got anything else?
Excited for this Super Bowl. I'm excited. Let me go. I'm gonna walk across the screen here. This is what.
Let me put it on for a second. Here, come here. Did you? Is the thing gonna fit me? The outfit?
I don't think it will.
Let me see. I'll tell you right now if it's gonna fit.
I think it's from a small man.
Where the fuck are the eyes?
It's in the mouth.
Wait a minute, dude. I got this on right? Bro, how am I supposed to walk around with this?
I'll guide you. Oh yeah, this'll fit.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to walk around with this? We're gonna have to put guys in this thing. Am I supposed to put it on the bridge of my nose?
You can't get.
I gotta walk with my head back?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
We gotta poke holes in here.
No, man, you gotta look through the mouth.
Yeah, I can't even see.
Got a big ass head. No, it might not fit. Other way. Well, no, you're too strong. Yes.
Bro, you just left me here like.
You're right there. It's right behind you. Up. Up, 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 up. Oh, come on. Jesus, man. No, slide to the middle. Slide to Oh, yeah. Irvine Spectrum Center, be ready.
Does this gotta go over my legs?
We can wear it like that. I don't think it'll fit that way. Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
I can't see though, dude. This is insane.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but hold on, dude.
I gotta zoom in.
All right. So this is what I'll be wearing in the Spectrum. Everybody. So we'll see you Thursday. Hopefully Bush will be back and we'll be able to complete this bet on Thursday. And we'll be breaking down the fight completely.
You gotta sign up.
We'll be breaking down the fight complete. They can hear me, right?
Yeah.
So we'll be Thursday. We break down the fight completely from top to bottom. Bush hopefully will be back. We'll go into the Spectrum. I'll greet people, dance on the fountain. I'll eat my crow, do what I got to. This is fucking hot in here.
Give me one time. Give me a Pikachu.
What is it? How do you do it?
You just gotta say Pikachu.
Pikachu.
We'll see you guys next time on MMA Labology.